Today, I am comparing two Christmas curriculums, and I'm also sharing with you guys a resource that I am going to be using this Christmas to simplify this season for me. If you are interested to see me comparing these two Christmas curriculums and to know a little bit about the resource that I will be using this year, just keep on watching. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Regina, Gina for short, and in today's video, I am comparing Gather Round Homeschool, their Christmas Around the World curriculum, and I am comparing it with Campfire Curriculums in the season of Christmas. I wanted to do a comparison video because I think this would help you guys if you guys are on the fence on which curriculum to use. Maybe this can help you out. But before I do a little bit of a comparison, I'm going to let you know about a resource that I'm going to be using this season for Christmas time and winter. I'm going to be using Creative Fabrica. I've spoken about them before, but they offer families a teacher club card, and you get this club card for $2.99 for the year. And this allows you to get 5 downloads a week. And with these downloads, you can choose a variety of different activities and subjects that you might want to add to your homeschool or to offer a bit of practice for your kids. I have been using them ever since I found out about them, and guys, I have been loving it. And for this season, they also offer different winter and Christmas resources. For one download, you might get hundreds of pages of different activities that you can do with your kids, and some of them are less. These last couple of weeks, we've been using Creative Fabrica so much that I had to share it. Nicholas has been using it for his multiplication facts. He is learning his multiplication, so it's been a wonderful resource to use. I've been using it with my preschooler. He has been loving it, even with my toddler. There's different activities there for all ages. So it's a steal, guys, $2.99, and you get access to over 12,000 teaching resources. Very easy to use. I'm going to leave a link down below, and if you are interested in just making things a bit simple this year, this is the subscription service for you. These resources are made by teachers, educators, and this money goes back to them. You are supporting an educator by just paying $2.99 for the whole year. So you're probably going to hear about it on my channel again and again because you've been using it. So it's just been such a great resource to use, and I hope that you can utilize it too. Let's get into the comparison review of these two curriculums. Now, guys, I am on the fence. I have no idea if I'm going to use these two curriculums. I'm trying to simplify things, but also I want to add a little bit of fun for this Christmas season. So I'll keep you guys updated on which one that I will choose, but let me know in the comments below after you watch this video which Christmas unit you would use, or if you wouldn't use any at all. There's no wrong answer here. It's just to get a conversation started. And if you're using a different unit, let me know down below too. Let's talk about Gather Round and also Campfire Curriculums. So they both encompass this whole unit study approach. You can use them as an all-in-one curriculum or use them just as a separate unit study approach. They both allow you to do that with their curriculums, but they are a little bit different as well. So let's talk about first one of the differences, which is price. So for Gather Round, Around the World, I got the digital file. And with Gather Round, you can either get the digital file or you can pay to get the physical curriculum. And with the download, you can get all of the levels because there are different levels within their unit study. Same thing with Campfire Curriculums. But the price, let's talk about price, because I like talking about price because I feel like it's a very important aspect of picking a curriculum sometimes. So I actually got this when they were having that 1-day sale back in October, and it was $51, but I got some money off, so it ended up being $48.99 for Gather Round's curriculum. For Campfire Curriculums, it's $29.99 for their curriculum. And basically you are getting basically the same thing. Like it's a Christmas unit study to do during the Christmas time. So Gather Round is a bit more expensive than Campfire Curriculums. They both have 12 lessons. So how you approach these lessons on when you start, when you finish, that is up to you. The difference is in the season of, Christmas with Campfire Curriculums, from what I see on my first impressions is that it's really kind of sharing with you the story of Jesus's birth. With Gather Round, it is also Christian, but we're going around the world and we're seeing how different countries celebrate Christmas time. You know me, I love geography. So that's really one of the reasons that drew me to like the Gather Round curriculum, is learning about different cultures. So with these two curriculums, you're going for very different things here. In the way that they're approaching these Christmas units. Now, Gather Round does have different Christmas units that you can check out as well. I'm just giving you kind of like, an overview of this unit. And then Campfire Curriculums, the same thing. They do have like a caroling one. And if I find a great video, which I know Ashley from Home Sweet Homeschool, she put a video up of the caroling unit. I will link it down below her video too, because maybe you're looking for something maybe a bit different. It's also Campfire Curriculums, but I'll link her video down below because I think that would be a really good video for you to check out. I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a flip through, like a mini flip through, so you guys can kind of see and almost like a first impressions as well. And maybe by the end of this video, I can make a decision and say, you know what, I want to use one of these curriculums, or maybe I won't make a decision at all, or I might say like, you know what, this year I'm not using any of them. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna share with you guys my screen. I'm gonna give you a flip through my actual computer, because this year I'm actually not gonna print out any of the curriculum. I'm just gonna use it through my phone just so I can save a little bit of money. And then I'm also going to do it just with my tablet, maybe screening it to the TV. So that's definitely an option for you if you don't want to print out the physical copies. Now, another thing that I wanna note with the difference between Gather Round and Campfire Curriculums, Campfire Curriculums has this really cool approach where no worksheets are needed. The kids are not going to have worksheets. With Gather Round, you are going to have worksheets. The kids will have their appropriate levels, and I'll leave the levels for Gather Round here and the levels for Campfire Curriculums here. So just in case you want to see like, how does this curriculum work when it comes to, the age levels and whatnot and what you get, I'll leave it all over here so you can kind of see and you can think about it. And then maybe this could help you in deciding of which curriculum that you want to use based on the resources that they give you with each of their units. Okay, let's start with Christmas around the world with Gather Round. So with Gather Round, you get the teacher's guide and then you get your different levels for your kids. I'm going to share with you guys a flip through the teacher's guide, and I'll give you a little bit of like, a peek of the actual inside the student workbooks as we go along. So there's a letter to the teacher just explaining, what the curriculum is about, this particular unit. And there is also a QR code over here, as you can see, so you can get online resources, additional resources that come with the unit. So that's really nice. You just have to scan it with your phone and you can be taken directly to the resources. Now, I know that with Gather Round, usually there is also an app that you can use. But not only that, they also have really great sometimes book suggestions that go along with the unit. So you're going to get a lot with this. And that's both with Campfire Curriculums and also with Gather Round. So don't miss the add-ons. They have certain add-ons that you can add to this unit. I didn't get any of the add-ons, but that's definitely something that you can take a look at. And there's even like recipes that you can do with your kids. A lot of fun, guys. So the table of contents, 12 lessons, and it goes over all the countries that you are going to be diving into. So that's really nice. And then we start off with lesson 1, which is Iceland. And you can see the illustrations are really nice. You're going to be talking about like the quick facts, population, official language, and even learning how to say Merry Christmas in Iceland. So that's really nice. Northern Lights. preparations, and then traditions, and on the big day, what they do. And then what does the Bible say? So it does tie in, like, the Bible and God. So I really like that. So definitely a Christian curriculum. And then it'll stay here. Students open up your notebooks to complete your assignment. So there are worksheets for the child to do. And I'll pop on a couple of examples of how it looks like in the student notebooks, just so you can kind of take a look at how the Iceland one is looking and give you an idea of the different levels and how they look like. The next lesson is New Zealand, so we're going to learn about New Zealand, and you can see that the lessons flow the same. You're going to learn about population, the languages, official languages, and how to say Merry Christmas in that language. So that's really nice. I really love geography, and I love learning about different cultures. So you can see here that there is going to be a lot that we're diving into when we're doing this unit. And there also is the answer keys as well here on the bottom in the teacher's guide. And you're reading this to the child, all the kids. Doesn't matter what age level they're at, they're going to have their worksheets that maybe they can work on while they listen to the lesson, but you're going to be reading this to the whole family no matter what their age is. Lesson 3 is Brazil, official language Portuguese. I can tell you that that is correct. And Feliz Natal, that's how we say a Merry Christmas. I am Brazilian, if you didn't know that. So this makes my heart very warm. And it's actually very warm in Brazil during the Christmas time. It's their summer. And it just goes over, looking back, preparations, traditions, the big day. Look at that, brigadeiro. We do eat a lot of brigadeiro in every type of celebration, including Christmas time. And I'm excited because we can go a little bit deep into Brazil, maybe learn about the way different regions in Brazil, they, celebrate Christmas, because they could be celebrating in a different regions celebrate Christmas in different ways, right? So maybe we will learn a little bit more about Brazil. There's Germany. So same thing. You're going to see how it flows. It flows the same way that we're going to learn about preparations, traditions. So it's going to be a nice way for us to compare how different countries celebrate this big day. So here is the Philippines, lesson 5. Look, that's a really nice picture of just, I don't know what it's showing. To tell you the truth, I will find out once I do the lesson. So you can definitely see how this curriculum flows. Israel. Guys, we're going to learn so much if we end up doing this curriculum. It's going to be fun to do with the kids, especially because I love geography. Have I mentioned that I love geography? Lesson 7, Sweden. And I'm thinking there's going to be a bit of cooking in here, or we can even try different recipes. I feel even if we don't get the add-ons, we can always go online and check for different recipes and really dive deep. I probably would do a lesson a day, or split a lesson into 2 days if it's a bit too big for your kids. There's different ways that you can do it. So we passed Spain, right? Feliz Navidad. That's so much fun. Okay, let's go to the next one, and you'll see here, Uganda. So we're even going to go to Africa and find out, how they celebrate Christmas. And then we have here Ukraine. We have Switzerland, North America, here, Canada and America. So that's going to be nice. So it's going to be, maybe we could even see the differences in how we kind of celebrate. Okay, this is going to be very interesting to see. And then there's appendix. Okay, now let's share with you guys inside Campfire Curriculums in the season of Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys the growing level, because this, I feel like would a lot of levels would fall within. Okay. So Campfire Curriculums always starts with an important note. The great thing with Campfire Curriculums is that you can use it how you see fit, more like the unit study approach. You can add language arts, history, more science, and all that kind of stuff. So yes, this is a Christmas unit, but it does have its core connections, which I will show you a little bit of. Here it has 12 lessons, same thing, just like Gather Round. So there's the table of contents, the flow, and it tells you a little bit of how you can do the lessons, like lesson plans. And it tells you a suggestion like, read Luke 1 before beginning the unit. And it'll tell you step by step what you need to know before starting this unit. There is activities that you can do or you can skip. You are the boss here. You can decide how much you want to do and how less you want to do. There is like a timeline of how it follows Luke chapters 2 to 24. That's really nice. It's very, very detailed. Like, you're going to have a lot of information here. And it tells you that remember to look at the font colors, because if it's in blue, that's meant for the child to read on its own. Obviously, you can read it if you want to, but there is directions that you want to follow. So make sure you read everything before you start. So here is lesson 1, the cold night is real. So there is quite a bit of reading involved, and you can see here that there is a QR code. And with this QR code, usually Campfire Curriculum, the same as Gather Round, they have videos that you can watch, and it's very easy. It's a click of it's just a click away, and you can get books recommendations and all that kind of stuff, and even movies, I believe, as well. So this is lesson 1, how cold was it? There's a lot of discussions happening here, and you have to remember that after you're finished the lesson, there's not really worksheets for you to work on, so there is a little bit more reading involved. So that's something that you want to take into consideration. With Gather Round, you have the reading, but you also have worksheets that you're going to do. There's an optional activity that you can do, and we're still in lesson 1 here, we're basically going to track the weather. And then there's skip if you want pages. Okay. So these skip if you want pages, they're completely optional activities. So you can pick and choose. So here there's a devotional for gals and devotional for gents. So a little bit of, journal writing, if your kids are into that, or if they're in that age level that they would enjoy that, or if you guys want to do that as a family. Reflection, listening to wild shepherds watch their flock, so listening to a bit of music, and it goes over the lessons learned and learning style used in this lesson. So it gives you a nice breakdown. Okay, and there is the core connections that you can use with this, which are here. Stop. Don't forget to open your Core Connections companion now for cross-curricular learning. We're going to be learning all about the physics of sound and music, and even making our own musical instruments throughout the unit. You don't want to miss these. That sounds a lot of fun. Okay. First impressions, fun. Now, you can pick and choose how you want to do this. Like I said, you are the boss here. Here is Caroling a Noel part 1. So this is lesson 2. We go back and it tells, I love Campfire Curriculums because it always tells a story. So I'm very interested to see the story that they're going to tell, the story of Jesus. This is going to be wonderful. So there's also sometimes where you just stop and you do different activities and talk about different things. There's a lot of communication here when it comes to Campfire Curriculums. And that's one of the things I really love about Campfire Curriculums. Optional activity breaks, you take a little break. And if you want to break this lesson into 1, 2, 3 days, this is up to you. Noel bars. We're doing some recipes. I love getting in the kitchen with my kids, so I love recipes. Lesson 2, so there's that devotional journal entry that we're continuing, so that's nice. And this is the stopping point. And Campfire Curriculums, throughout their whole, all of their units, they recommend you put a timer, and for 20 to 30 minutes. And once that timer goes off, you stop what you're doing. And you can stop or you can keep on going, just depending on your child, right? You're going to see with the preschool ages, how it looks like it's a little bit different, where you'll find that there's a little bit of an activity that the child can do while you read the lesson. Song study, so there's a bit of song studies here. That's really fun. So it just talks about their caroling unit as well. So more activities here, and then lesson 3, devotional journal. Christmas hour, we're back to the story. It's gonna, it goes through a story, and that's the wonderful thing about Campfire Curriculum. It does have that Charlotte Mason feel, which is really nice and fun if you are into that, Charlotte Mason type of feel of curriculum. Going over our ancestors, that's a lot of fun as well. There's optional activities again. This seems like a scavenger hunt. a lot of games involved. Again, it ends lesson 4 with a devotional journal, lots of nice illustrations. And the blue, of course, like they mentioned before, this is for the child to read on their own, or you can read one-on-one with your child, depending if you have more kids or less, depending on their reading level, of course. Stopping point, so it tells you to stop. 2 turtle doves. The story is going to flow so nicely, and I've just been loving the way Campfire Curriculums, does their lessons. So much fun. Ornament activity, that looks a lot of fun. And you can see that with Campfire Curriculums, you don't have like the teacher's like a teacher's manual. This is the teacher's manual. This is the child's workbook all in one. So it's going to look a little bit different from Gather Round, as you can see, quite different. And what you would do as, the teacher, if you have kids that are older, like in high school, then you would read from the high school one. It's very similar, the growing one, but there is a little bit more for the high schoolers, more of a challenge, sometimes different activities as well. But very family style kind of curriculum, exactly like Gather Round, but a bit different, as you can see. So here is lesson 7, the Magi. You'll see lots of different activities, and they really do their units in a way that if your child has different learning styles, you will have it here. There's different learning styles here for every child, different ways of learning. Lesson 8. There's coloring and like a doodle page. Maybe your child can do different things while you're, reading the lesson, optional activities. See, there's like coloring and stuff. That's fun, especially if you have younger kids or kids that just want to keep their hands busy while while you're reading. And it always, like, there's here parental screening, St. Nicholas. Here it's talking most likely about Santa and whatnot. So maybe if you don't want to talk about that with your kids, maybe talking about St. Nicholas. A lot of different curriculums, they do talk about this when it comes to Christmas time, and it's going to be interesting how they put this all together. I don't mind talking about Santa. My kids know that Santa isn't real. We never had this thing of telling kids that there's Santa Claus and whatnot. But it's interesting to see the origin of how Santa versus Jesus. So we're going to talk about that. Veggie Tales, a story of Saint Nicholas. So they have a movie or a show. Here's the stopping point. You shall call him, lesson 10. So you can see here, there's a bit of reading. So that's something that you want to take into consideration if you're thinking of doing this curriculum. There's games like Pictionary, Pixmas. So much fun, different things that Campfire Curriculum does in their unit. It's very, very creative. The Eves, lesson 11 and 12, they seem like they're combined into 2. So that's something to note as well. Movie suggestions, so they give you a bit of movie suggestions. Their journal, you end with the journal, and that's the appendix. Different things that you for optional activities that you do throughout the lessons. Okay, so you have that. Okay guys, I gave you a bit of a comparison between Gather Round and Campfire Curriculums. Let me know what you thought in the comments. They seem really like great, solid curriculums that I think that no matter which one I choose, I think that I will like. But I think that I might go with, I don't know, guys. Help me decide in the comments. Mamas, tell me, what are you doing? Maybe I'll decide something completely different, but I don't know which one to choose. It's just too hard. They're really great curriculums. Why is there so many great curriculums out there, right, guys? But maybe you don't want to do this. Maybe you want to keep things simple. So check out Creative Fabrica if you haven't already. Check out their subscription. for $2.99, guys. It's a steal. I don't know how long they're going to offer this, you know, as a subscription, but I would take advantage of it 100%. With all that being said, guys, I will have an update on what we're doing for Christmas time, so stay tuned for that video. And I hope that it helped you in some shape, way, or form. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.